refrigerator Perry and just how hard he hit. And my mama told me homecoming games are the best on the banks of those late fall, late cartwheel sunsets. I wanted to be just like Jeff Davis when I grew up, tackling Seminoles and Bulldogs, playing football in the mud. So everybody sing Tiger Rag at the top of your lungs, and we'll party like it's 1981. Make those Death Valley lights shine brighter. And for good luck, we got Howard's Rock to beat the hell out of them old Gamecocks. It's a damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. I feel really sorry for our sisters to the south, 'cause they come up here every other year and get punched in the mouth. Oh, and every home Saturday, it gives us the chills to watch those boys in orange run together down that hill. So everybody sing Tiger Rag at the top of your lungs, and we'll party like it's 1981. Make those Death Valley lights shine brighter. And for good luck, we got Howard's Rock to beat the hell out of them old Gamecocks. It's a damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. Oh, somewhere up in heaven, Gaines Adams makes a sack, and that old Banks McFadden is the best damn running back. So everybody sing Tiger Rag at the top of your lungs, and we'll party like it's 1981. Make those Death Valley lights shine brighter. And for good luck, we got Howard's Rock to beat the hell out of them old Gamecocks. It's a damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. It's a damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. Everybody, damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. Oh yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy Thursday to everybody. Almost the end of the week. Can't wait for the weekend. Everybody knows how much I love Fridays, and of course, Saturdays and Sundays once football starts. Let me get into the chat right here before I say a couple things that I want to say before we get started. So good afternoon, Miranda Dansby, Boonk Gang, Sup Sir, a Pack fan, Clemson Carson, Oregon Ducks football and basketball. Oregon Ducks football evil twin. I don't know if you're Oregon Ducks football or if you're actually his evil twin. Doesn't really matter. Welcome to the stream anyway, sir. That Clemson Carson, that song is Damn Good Day by Jesse Rice. Damn good day to be a Clemson Tiger. You can find it on iTunes. I'm sure you can find it on Google Play or whatever, too. DeGoat Watson, good afternoon, sir. He says he's about to have the biggest interview of his life. That sounds major, so nothing but the best. I will be praying for you, sir. I hope you get the job. I'm sure you deserve it. If you graduated from Clemson, chances are you will get it. So before I get into the stream today, I do want to give a huge, and you can see it in the title there, shout out to the Sports Fury. They posted the video that we recorded, I guess it was, I don't know if it was a week ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. And that's the reason for this display you see on the screen with the Panthers and me wearing all my Panthers gear. Is a big shout out to them. Go watch that. If you haven't seen it, they posted it today. Like I said, you can find them at The Sports Fury on YouTube. Great couple of guys. We had a lot of fun recording that, and I look forward to doing more collaborations with them in the future. So if they're listening, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. So, Pete, my man, a.k.a. Pig as of yesterday. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I remember that guy. Dan Mullet, good afternoon, sir. So I'm going to keep. We can talk about whatever you want. I mean, we know that the rules here are very loose. Okay. I mean, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I do want to talk about possible conference realignment. That seems to be a big topic these days. Other than college football playoff expansion is another one, but the possible realignment of conferences, or even reducing the amount of Power 5 conferences to Power 4, to 4 conferences, and having 4 super conferences is another big topic. I do want to touch on that. I'm going to leave the Carolina Panthers screen up here during the stream, but that does not mean that we cannot talk about college football. Of course, we all know that. So, Boot Gang says Raider Nation. Boot Gang, you're a Tennessee fan, and you're repping the Raiders, huh? Are you a Gruden fan? So I'm guessing since you didn't get Gruden at Tennessee like you wanted, now you're on the bandwagon of rooting for him in Oakland. I don't know. Seems feasible to me. SEC Football Tube says, hey, Pete, sorry I'm late. You're not late, sir. We started the stream about 5 minutes ago, so you are all good. Cheeseheads and Go Browns, ride or die for both. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Packers, but I do feel sorry for the Browns. And, so I think the Browns are going to be a lot better than people think they are. That's no secret. And like I said before, go watch the Sports Fury interview with me. And we actually play the Browns this year. The Panthers do. So I did give my strong opinion on the Browns, the state of the Browns, the state of Ohio even. Yeah. So. All right. So we'll talk. So I see you guys starting to talk about some conference realignment stuff. So I'll just give you my short and brief thoughts on this. I don't personally care whether or not they reduce to 4 super conferences. I would, however, like to eventually see a realignment. Some of the teams that are in certain conferences don't belong there geographically, if nothing else. For instance, West Virginia does not really belong in the Big 12. It's in the region of the ACC. It would fit much better in the ACC geographically. I don't care. I'm not talking about football, how good they are, how good they aren't, doesn't matter. Geographically, they really should be in the ACC. Now, I heard a rumor, and I got slammed when I heard this because I read this online, and everything online is true. Everybody knows that. I don't know if it's true or not, but listen, this is what I read, and I said it on a video, and I got slammed for it. Is that whenever the Big East split up, the reason that West Virginia wasn't accepted into the ACC was because of academic standards. Of course, I had people coming on and trashing me, saying that was false. I don't know if it's true. That's just a rumor. But the question is, why didn't they get accepted into the ACC? Because I know that they were considered for it, and they were rejected by the ACC. So you guys are free to go on your own and look up and find out for your own. But yeah. What's up, 19 Savage? How you doing, sir? Now, as far as some of these other teams, obviously, here's the next biggest thing. So the Big Ten has, 12 teams or 14? I think 12. And the Big 12 has 10 teams. Here's the most noticeable thing. The Big 12, if they're going to survive, if they're not going to split up, which I think they're a strong enough conference in all sports, not just football, even though what we're talking about here is football, they're a viable conference. They're definitely not a trash conference. The Pac-12 right now is down, but the Big 12 is right. They've been in the playoffs twice in the past 4 years. They're not a trash conference. But they need 2 more teams. They have the hardest. How did I say this before? I don't want to misspeak, because every time I misspeak, it's like committing the ultimate sin with you people. You say one word wrong, and all of a sudden you don't know what you're talking about. Clemson Jacob, good afternoon, sir. How you doing? So, WVU is a horrible college. That's not true. Brody L. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. I really appreciate it, sir. So, the Big 12 needs 2 more teams. And like I've said before, in that region, because I'm all about geography here, I just think it's weird to have teams in the SEC that aren't in the Southeast, which basically Missouri is a Midwest team, a Midwest state, and they're in the SEC. It doesn't make sense. West Virginia's in the Big 12. They should be in the ACC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Notre Dame, since Brody L is here, Notre Dame really is in the Big 10 region, yet they play 6 games out of the ACC every year. And I know they're not in a conference at all, but if they did join one, it would make more sense for them to join the Big 10, right? I mean, am I wrong on that? Even I think he would even agree with me on that. Billy Dawson, how you doing, sir? So, again, there's plenty of teams throughout Big 12 country. Certainly throughout this, Texas, Idaho, Boise State would make a lot of sense. Houston, University of Houston would make a lot of sense. There's your 2 teams right there to make the Big 12 whole. And that way the Big 12 doesn't have to play a round robin every year and play every single team and a conference championship, which is always a rematch because you play every team in your conference during the regular season. The route to the playoff for the Big 12, just not the strength of the conference, but just the way that they play their season is hard. Can you imagine if you're an SEC team or an ACC team or a Big 10 team or even a Pac-12 team, if you're any other conference, can you imagine having to play every single team in your conference every year? How hard that would be. And then you have to do a rematch with one of them to win your championship. It's a recipe for multiple losses, even for elite teams like Oklahoma. So if I'm a Big 12 fan, they made one great step last year by adding the conference championship game. That helped them, I think. The next step is getting the 2 more teams in there. And they could even realign. I mean, you can move some of these teams around. You could even trade teams. And so, I mean, the SEC and the ACC, of course, according to Jimbo Fisher, since he's a genius, he pointed out something that nobody ever figured out in the past 100 years, is that the ACC and the SEC are geographically mixed up. He's the only one that's ever seen that. No one ever knew. No one ever figured out that North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia were next to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and Louisiana. He's the only one in Tennessee. He's the only one that ever figured that out because he's so smart. But it is what it is. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, I as far as the super conference thing goes, I don't really know where I stand on that. I know that's a non-answer, not very interesting. I guess if there was going to be one conference that did dissolve, it would make the most sense for the Big 12 to dissolve for 2 reasons. One, because they had the least amount of teams already in all of the Power 5. And number 2 is because they're right in the middle of the country, so they could dissolve into 2 different coasts. I mean, just that it would make the most sense. It would make sense for the ACC to dissolve and spread out throughout the country, because you're not going to have an ACC team in Texas or on the West Coast. It wouldn't make any sense. So you get what I'm saying. I think it may eventually end up happening that there's 4 super conferences with 16 teams apiece, right? That's what it would be mathematically if you added 2 teams, if you dissolve the Big 12, and put 2 teams in each other conference. 2 teams in the ACC, 2 teams in the SEC, 2 teams in the Big 10, 2 teams in the Pac-12. And at that point, you still have 2 teams left over even, but you get what I'm saying. So that would be interesting, to say the least. So then the Pac-12 becomes the Pac-16. Yeah, it would be the Pac-16. The ACC and the SEC wouldn't change, and it would be the Big 10-16 or the Big 16. Or whatever. They could rename it to just the big something, the big conference. Clemson Carson says Oregon needs to be traded to the Big 12. I don't know if it's like baseball cards or players. I don't think you can just trade teams, but I guess you could. Kansas and Oregon. There's another good point. Kansas and Oregon State don't even need to be don't even need to be Power 5 teams. The problem with that is, who said that? Clemson Carson said that. Clemson Carson, I mean, you would agree that you're not far off as far as football goes, but as far as baseball, basketball, Kansas and Oregon State are viable teams in those sports. So we tend to focus on football because that's what we care about, or that's what I care about. And of course, it's the biggest sport, most popular sport. But I mean, Kansas is. Listen, most Kansas fans are perfectly happy being an elite basketball program, and don't care about football. Same way with Duke and North Carolina. I mean, it is what it is. So you got to take consideration into other sports other than football. Kansas is doing good this year if they win one game. Have you seen Notre Dame's uniforms for Yankee Stadium Series? The Yankee Stadium Series, isn't that a bowl game, like the Pinstripe Bowl? Are you saying that they're going to play a regular season game there, Billy Dawson? If so, that would be news to me, and I would like to see the uniforms for that. Kansas is a basketball school, so they should go to the Big 12. Yeah, Clemson Jacob. I've had this debate with people so often because as an ACC fan, we listen, over the past 20 years, the ACC has been accused of being a basketball conference, which used to be true. I'm not going to deny that. And now that's what's happening with the Big 12. The truth is that if you look at the state of basketball, actually, the ACC is not overpowering the rest of the country in basketball anymore. Just the way that I feel that the SEC is not overpowering the rest of the country in football. Sports at all levels in every sport have gotten so much better in every single conference that there's not really one single conference that dominates any one single sport anymore. There's just so much talent out there, so much money involved, so much great coaching across the board in every sport and every conference. That narrative is going to slowly dissolve away. It's already starting to. So I don't think you can really say that. Boom Gang, ACC is still a basketball college. Well, sir, ACC is not a college. It's a conference. So that just shows you must have went to Tennessee if you think that, sir. Yeah. Kansas sucks like a burning hot beer. Let's see. Brody L., our Notre Dame fan, says, I like the uniforms most other than Notre Dame fans hate them. I guess I might have missed the answer to the question that I asked about whether or not, I don't see an answer to it, about whether or not Notre Dame is playing in Yankee Stadium in the regular season. If they are, why would they do that? Also, yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused about what you're saying with that. Is Brody L., go ahead and answer me. Is Notre Dame playing a regular season game in Yankee Stadium? I mean, I know they play a Pinstripe Bowl there, but if your goal is to go to the Pinstripe Bowl, sir, that's a pretty low ceiling of a goal, if you ask me. Billy Dawson says, I sent you a tweet when you get a chance to check it out. Okay, I will. Certainly. I'll check my Twitter every few hours. You know what? If you want to get real jiggy with it, like Will Smith said, I don't even know how I learned that. Let's see here. He's giving me the explanation here. November 17th, 2:30 p.m. So they do. The Shamrock Series. Yeah. Who are they playing against? I don't like those uniforms. No, I don't. Not for Notre Dame. Why would Notre Dame wear black? I mean, that just everything is wrong with that on every level. They have an iconic uniform with the golden helmet, the blue and gold. I mean, I don't know. I'm old school when it comes to uniforms, so you're asking the wrong person about that. I'm old school when it comes to that kind of stuff. Last year's Pinstripe Bowl was good. Iowa and Boston College. Yes, it was. That was a very good game. I want to say Iowa ended up winning that game, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Pinstripe Bowl always seems to be good. And if you're a player, can you imagine how awesome that would be to go to New York City? I mean, what a great city to have a bowl in, because nobody considers New York to be a football state as far as college football goes. But to go to New York City, and play in Yankee Stadium would be awesome. I mean, I know it's not a great bowl necessarily when you think of, the caliber of bowl it is, but for the players and the coaches, I mean, what an awesome bowl to be a part of. Let's see. It's navy blue. It just looks black in pics. Oh, okay. Yeah, on my phone, it definitely looked black. So, I don't know. I'll have to see it in person, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't like the way it looked on my screen. I'll take your word for it, though, Brody L. I guess if it's blue, that's a whole different story. Brett Legg, good afternoon, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. You're clearly fantastic and amazing. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be here. Too bad you're not a Texas fan, because then could call you Texas Pete. I'm going to go ahead and give you, Brett Legg, the comment of the day, because I'm not sure anybody's ever asked me how I came up with my YouTube name. It didn't have anything to do with Texas Pete, by the way. But it's some similar to that. Pac Fan says, I agree, I'm old school when it comes to uniforms, Pigskin. Yes, I love the iconic uniforms. Clemson's had the same uniform and helmet for 126 years. So is Alabama. So is Notre Dame. Georgia. I mean, as far as I know, Florida State. Texas. Oklahoma. So, yeah. I'm old school when it comes to uniforms. I don't like all the flashy stuff. I like it maybe one game a year to do something fun for the people, but on a normal basis, I don't like like Oregon. I'm not a big fan of that changing, having a different uniform every week. I mean, that's just not something that I'm into. Oh, look who it is! My favorite commenter, Tennessee fan. You're a damn idiot. That's what he says. That's all he said. That's all he ever says. That's all he knows how to say. I'm surprised he could spell that correctly. Yeah. I don't know who's the bigger idiot, me or the guy who continues to come on here and tell the guy that he's an idiot. You can do the math, sir, if you can. Good luck with that. Let's see. I'm glad Clemson isn't like Oregon when they change their uniforms every week. Exactly. I agree. Yeah. Billy Dawson agrees. You'll notice a trend here. The trend is, if you're a fan of a team who has an iconic uniform that's never changed, they like old school uniforms. Pretty much it. If you're a fan of Oregon, you like the fact that Oregon has a different uniform every week. So, I mean, I think it all really comes out in in our fandom when it comes to that kind of thing. Shut up, you clown. Tennessee fan, make me, sir. There's a lot of things that can happen in this world. I mean, we could get nuked by North Korea. China could invade. Aliens could come down and abduct me in the middle of the night. Gas prices could actually be affordable again. I don't know. Any of those things can happen. The one thing that absolutely will not happen, no matter what, is I won't shut up. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed, but the whole point of this YouTube channel is for me not to shut up, sir. So, not going to happen, sir. Sorry to tell you. Let's see. Hey, Billy, I appreciate that. You don't have to delete his message. As long as he's trolling like that, it's okay for him to do that. He's not really bothering me. If he gets too personal, it's one thing. But you don't need to delete him just for telling me to shut up. I can handle that. No big deal. Let's see. Clemson Carson says South Carolina used to have just the white helmets. Now they are different from every other week. Yeah. So I will give an exception to South Carolina. So I want to say that actually South Carolina's original helmet, if I'm not mistaken, was always garnet. When Steve Spurrier came in, he changed it back to the white helmet. It was garnet for a long time for my entire childhood, it was definitely garnet, not white. Steve Spurrier came in, changed it to the white helmet, and then when Muschamp came back in, he started rotating it from white to garnet, mostly garnet and then black. Am I right about that, College Football Maniac? I think I am. I actually, as a Clemson fan, it doesn't matter what I think, but I would say that the best looking helmet for the Gamecocks is the garnet helmet. And maybe that's just because I'm old school. That's what I used to watch when I was growing up. But I think that their colors are garnet, the same way that Clemson's colors are orange, the same way that Alabama's color is crimson, the same way that Oklahoma's color is crimson. You know, you get what I'm saying. So garnet is South Carolina's color, their main color. So I think that they should have a garnet helmet all the time. And maybe a black helmet every once in a while. But, you know, I'm not a Gamecock fan, so my opinion doesn't really matter. Not that it ever did. But, yeah. Yeah, I got you, Billy Dawson. I appreciate you looking out for me. But unless he really says something... Well, there's two things. If he either says something, you know, super offensive, or if I tell you to delete what he said, that would be the two reasons. He's calling me a clown and telling me I'm an idiot. That's not really reasons to delete it. But I appreciate you looking out for me in the first place. Let's see. Didn't Alabama have white helmets one time? I don't think so. You can ask Billy Dawson. He would know better. I don't remember ever seeing Alabama wearing a white helmet. UTEP stole Tennessee orange. Why would anybody want to steal that god-awful color of orange? It looks like an Easter egg. That Easter egg orange is what I call it. Pastel even. I don't know. Too bright. It makes your eyes hurt when you watch it on TV. In the 80s. So let me see how good my football recollection is here. And I know I'm going to get this wrong. I can't think of it. That must have been a coach that did that. No, because when did Bear Bryant retire? Good Lord, I'm having a complete mind eraser right now. Billy Dawson, you're saying that in the 80s, the Alabama had a white helmet? It's better than Clemson orange? No, it's not, sir. Nobody wants their and Boonk Gang. By the way, sir, as long as we're on the Clemson orange versus the Tennessee orange, I mean, whose idea was it for that god awful checkered plaid colored crap that they do in the stadium and at the basketball games? I mean, whose idea was that? And how long is that going to continue? I mean, I've never seen such an ugly pattern in my... I mean, you've got to be on acid for that to look cool. David in Atlanta, good afternoon, sir. How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. I'm glad you could join us, sir. Anybody who's a NFL fan, Atlanta Falcons fan even, or I guess even maybe a Georgia fan in football, go check out David in Atlanta's channel. He's a YouTuber, and he's a good dude. Clemson orange is way better than Tennessee orange. Tennessee orange looks more like yellow. It looks like some shit that I puke up after a night of drinking like orange liquor or something. Cornelius Bennett was the one to wear a white helmet. David in Atlanta says, we need to collab for week 2. Let me know. Yes, sure. Absolutely, sir. That would be good. So we could do it, you know, the week prior, you know, a few days prior to the game. Absolutely. I'll be in touch with you, man. That sounds good. Let's see here. General Nealon made the checkered board pattern. That checkered board pattern is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Yeah. So, anyway. Did we lose our friend? Tennessee fan. The guy that can't even spell Tennessee even. I don't know if that's what you call him. I guess he checked out. Ray Perkins was the white helmets, if I am right. Ray Perkins was the coach when that happened. All right, David in Atlanta, I got you, man. I'm not following you on Twitter already. I think I am. Maybe I'm not. But okay, I got you. At ATL39. I'll do that when I get off stream. I'll go ahead and follow you. You can just follow me back. Tennessee Orange is like a baby that shit banana pudding and carrot cake. Oh, man. And Tennessee wanted to be... The Rock sucks. You guys are tripping me out, man. I don't know. I'm not even trolling when I say this. And I've said this before on camera. When I watch especially a Tennessee basketball game, because when you watch the football game, when they show the crowd, it's like all, it's like from the Goodyear blimp. It's way too far away. It looks uglier than hell. But when they show it on the basketball court, and the basketball court has the checker pattern on it, and then they do like a close up on the crowd, and they're all condensed in there, and it's inside with the lighting. I'm telling you, it almost triggers a seizure for me, and I'm not even epileptic. I mean, that pattern. Imagine if you're a basketball player, even, and you're trying to shoot. Even if you're a Tennessee player, it doesn't matter if you're home or away, and you're trying to shoot a 3-pointer, and that's what you see in the background is that kaleidoscope crap. I mean, it's got no wonder that they've sucked for so long. Until last year, they did pretty good. I mean, confusing to the brain and the eyeballs. That Tennessee checkered stuff. Yeah. George is in the stream. Good afternoon, George, our resident Gator fan. He says, "Go Gators and go Pete." Thank you, sir. You know what? I wish I had more Gator fans checking in with Pigskin Pete. And I know George says he's got a couple of people to come over and subscribe, and I really do appreciate that, sir, for you to do that. But George, I guess maybe I talk so much crap about the Gators because they're in the news a lot, the past couple of years, especially this past year, that I don't know. Maybe you're the only one that has a spine and a backbone and can handle the trash talk. The rest of these people just it never ceases to amaze me how Boont Gang, a Tennessee fan saying Clemson sucks. I mean, do I need to say more? No, I don't. Let's see, David Atlanta, cool, heading to the gym, pumped up for the season. Have a good one. Much respect from my end. Yeah, you too, sir. Have a good workout. Yeah. I don't understand why people get so butthurt on YouTube. I'll never understand it, but whatever. I've had since yesterday, and well, this is a daily thing, but just in the past 24 hours, I probably had 6 or 7 people comment telling me that they're unsubscribing, and I don't get why people get so butthurt from some guy sitting in a man cave, fan cave, whatever, with a camera and a microphone and a YouTube channel, says something about your team, and all of a sudden you get so butthurt that you're gonna threaten me to unsubscribe. Like, I really give a shit? I mean, I appreciate all my subscribers, but let's be real here. Am I going to lose any sleep if some butthurt fan who's too sensitive to take a joke unsubscribes? No, I'm not. Trust me. Believe me. My life will go on with or without you. If you can't handle a little bit of a trash talk, then you're too much of a pussy to be on my channel in the first place. I don't care. I don't live and die. I don't suck dick for subscribers. Period. You either want to be here because you're here, or you don't because you're a punk. Either way is fine with me. I appreciate everyone that gets it. And it's pretty much as simple as that. So don't even waste your time typing in there how you're going to, telling me you're going to unsubscribe. Don't even waste your time telling me that. All you got to do is there's a little button at the, let's see, if you're looking at the screen, it's at the bottom right. It says subscribe. And if you hit it, if you're subscribed already, it says unsubscribe. And you got a choice. Instead of telling me you're going to do it, just do it. Just hit it. See ya. Peace out. Bye-bye. No longer need you here. You're not welcome anymore. If you want to be here, then I love you, and we'll have a lot of fun during this football season. I promise. If you're man enough to stick around, we're gonna have a lot of fun this year, guys. I promise. If you're not, then go cry to somebody else and leave me the hell alone. Where did I get my my moonshine? It's water, sir. I don't have moonshine. Tennessee fan. Base boy seems real mad. Yeah. Billy Dawson, thank you, sir. He says I'm funny and my videos are hilarious. That's what I'm shooting for. I make videos for people like Billy Dawson who get who get it, and George, and Boonk Gang, and College Football Maniac, who's a Gamecock fan. And who have I trashed more in the past year than the Gamecock fans? I made a living off of it, but he's still here and supports me, and I love him for it. People like Tennessee fan have no life, and just come on here and say you're an idiot, you're a bitch boy, blah 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 blah. So yeah, it is what it is. And something, but believe me, Tennessee fan, listen, you're not fooling anybody. You love Pigskin Pete. I mean, you might love him more than the people that say they do. That's the reason you're here, constantly. And the random Purdue fan, yeah, a Pac fan's a Purdue fan, but he's also an Oklahoma fan. Clemson Carson says a lot of fans are so damn sensitive, it's stupid. Can't take somebody talking bad about their team. Yeah, exactly. Bro, I'm 6'2", 250. You want no smoke. Bro, let me tell you something. If you're 6'2", 250, that means you're a big fat heifer. And I would probably punch you in your big jelly belly and you'd fall out before it was all over with, sir. And I'm not scared of you, trust me. I'm not scared of a keyboard warrior. If you could get off your couch, it would surprise me. I can't wait till the season, Maine. I'm watching this trash games. 25 else. Anyone with me? Hold on. I'll go back SEC football too. Did you see my comment, Pete? No, I didn't, sir. I was too busy taking care of the light work or the fat work, whichever one you want to call it. Don't know. Doesn't matter. See, there it is, I think. Tennessee Orange is so ugly like the Gamecock season in 2015. Yes, good comment, sir. Tennessee fan. I've already instructed my people not to time you out, but I'm going to start ignoring you. Where do I live at? First of all, do you think I would broadcast my address on YouTube? You idiot. And even if I did, well, do you really think I'd be scared of you coming here to do something? What, are you going to come beat me up, sir? You're going to come beat me up? Yeah, right. I can't wait for the real season. All Pete for my high school team. I can't stop playing scrimmages. What year are you in high school, Pac fan? You keep saying that you're playing for your high school team, right? Is that right? Yeah, I'm scared of you, sir. I lay in bed every night shivering in fear that you're going to come do something to me. I don't even know how. I got to put a double lock on my door and a chain. JV. Oh, so you must be like 8th or 9th grade, JV. Volunteer Roadshow is awesome. Catfish is my boy. I love seeing his videos, collabing with him. His channel is going to do really great this year. I can't wait. Sophomore, so you must have to be a really good football school if you're a JV sophomore player. Yeah. Tennessee Orange is so ugly it makes Rosie O'Donnell look good. Yeah, hey, listen, Tennessee fan, I'm good. Of course you're out. Of course you're out. I'll pick you up from Greyhound Station, Tennessee fan. Come on. Yeah, he's trolling, but he's not very good at trolling. Trolling is when you come on and say some clever shit, funny shit. Believe me, a good example. Boonk Gang is a good troller. He's a smart troller. He says stuff that he knows that gets under my skin, but he's smart about it. When you just come on and call people a pussy, saying they're going to kick their ass, wanting their address, wanting to meet up with them, believe me, this guy hasn't been laid in 30 years. Nobody likes him. He has 0 friends. He probably has no job. His only satisfaction in life is coming on to YouTube channels and telling people he's gonna beat them up. That's it. That's it. That's the highlight of his day. Ultimate troll of shit as well. Yeah, I haven't seen him on here. That's right. Pretty sure that Pete has a boy that could beat him up. No problem, without a doubt. So I had plenty of. First of all, I don't take orders from punks like you, and you can go back on my YouTube channel, and there's plenty of videos without my glasses, sir, and thumbnails. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree that Boonk Gang is an excellent troll. Probably my favorite one out of all of them. Gamecock Steve and Gamecock Superfan are the biggest morons we've ever seen. I can't figure out if those guys are being real or not. It's Gamecock Steve in particular. I know Gamecock Superfan is just being a troll. I think that Gamecock Steve is really stupid enough to think the stuff that he says. I don't even think he's really trolling. I think he believes that. 81 Clemson Tiger 16. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for being here. If you're here, your day has already been better because you're already fantastic and amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee fan. Even your fellow Tennessee fans don't like you. Boonk Gang. Catfish thinks you're a loser, I'm sure, which isn't hard when you are one. So, yeah. Tennessee fan, we know you're just a kid. We feel sorry for you, man. You got to grow up a little bit and then talk. Jazzy TV. Hey, Jazzy TV, welcome to the stream. Again, another shout out and plug to my man Jazzy TV, who's a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And although I haven't read your comment yet, I will read it in a second. I'm assuming he's probably going to troll me about what I said about his Bengals today on the Sports Fury video. Jazzy TV, first of all, 2 things actually that you may want to know, and you may not have known this already, and I'm going to tell you now. So you're probably 2 of your favorite players on the Bengals, AJ Green and Carlos Dunlap, are both from my town. Carlos Dunlap went to my high school. He's an alma mater of Fort Dorchester High School Patriots. That's where I graduated from. AJ Green grew up about 5 minutes from me in the city of Somerville, which is where I live now. So I have a lot of respect for AJ Green and Carlos Dunlap, if nothing else. And I would venture to say, as a Clemson Tiger fan, I love Tigers, I love orange, and I love stripes. So I think that the Cincinnati Bengals, in Pigskin Pete's mind, have the coolest helmets in all of football because I'm a Tiger fan. Having said that, the Bengals are trash, sir. Sorry, but I'll leave it there. Now I'll read your comment, see what you have to say, if I can find it. Where is it? I missed it. I lost it. It's gone. Okay. Hey, we're still friends, but the Bengals will not be one of the worst teams in the season in the NFL. Bucks, Browns, Golf Club. I will agree with the Bucks and the Colts and the Cardinals. We agree on those 3. I agree that the Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, and Arizona will be trash. I don't think the Dolphins or the Browns will be this year. So we'll see. Syracuse is going to get beat so bad this year they won't even be able to play football again. If anybody who hasn't checked out the Small Ball, another Tennessee fan, Small Ball had me on his podcast a couple of days ago. He posted it today on his YouTube channel. I completely forgot to give him a shout out. If anybody's not subscribed to Small Ball, subscribe to him. He's a Tennessee fan. He had me on his podcast, and he posted the interview on YouTube today. So you can find that posted on his YouTube channel today. And I talked about that very thing that you just commented about. So go check him out. Good interview. Good guy. Yeah, I love their helmets too. Boont Gang says, I live in Somerville. Well, you don't live in the same Somerville as me, sir, because it's not spelled that way. UT Swagger says, I hate Clown Man as well. Another guy who's clearly... For people that hate me, you sure as hell show up a lot. Which only confirms that you don't hate me, you secretly love me, and that's the reason that you're here. Yeah. Let's see here. You guys are trip, arguing amongst each other. It's fine. The Josh Dobbs, is that who you're talking about? Josh Dobbs was drafted by the Steelers 2 years ago. I think that he's third or fourth in the depth chart. I mean, listen, the Steelers went out and drafted a quarterback last year. So Josh Dobbs is not going to be a starter in the NFL. I do think Josh Dobbs is a good guy and everything, but that doesn't matter in football. It doesn't matter how nice you are. You have to be able to play football. So. Tennessee loses to Alabama once again. Tennessee loses to everybody. So it's pretty much as simple as that. Jazzy TV says, I'm glad you like our helmets because it's been tattooed on my calf for 6 years now. Hooday. Well, that's pretty cool, man. That's dedication to your team right there. Tattooing the helmet on your calf is definitely dedication, sir. Yeah. Let's see. A UT Swagger and Tennessee fan. Your trash talking is almost as bad as your football program. Not quite as bad because your football program couldn't get any worse. The laughing stock of the entire SEC, the laughing stock in the entire country, really, even. But yeah, your trash talking slightly better than that. That's my wife calling. I'll call her back in a minute. I'm about to get off in a minute anyway, so hopefully she understands. Yeah. Who gets on people's YouTube channel that they hate and spends all day there? It's just ridiculous. Exactly. They do, sir. That's what they do. That's what happens when you have no life. Very easy. Bush Jones wanted to be national champion, so it made Tennessee bad and went to Bama. Who will be the next mopped-up coach to be hired at Alabama? Will it be, if Ed Orgeron gets fired, will he be on the Alabama staff next year? There's got to be more than one candidate for this. Ed Orgeron's definitely a leading candidate because I don't think he'll survive another year. If he doesn't win at least 10 games, maybe even not, maybe 9 games, I'll give him. But let's say that LSU goes 8-4. Is Ed Orgeron going to survive that? I don't think so. I don't think the LSU boosters and fans can survive that. Let's see. UT Swagger. I don't hate you, Pete. UT Swagger. I could give 2 shits if you hate me. Either way. So and you put a question mark after that. Brett Bielema. I don't know about that. That's the other one. That's the one that I'm surprised Hugh Freeze hasn't been hired by him already. I guess he's gonna have a little cool down period. What Hugh Freeze got fired for was pretty bad. Even Saban doesn't want that noise. Although Hugh Freeze is a great offensive mind, but what he did, that's I don't know. I think that Saban he draws a line in the sand when it comes to that. I'm 6'1" Tennessee fan, and first of all, what am I a chick to you? Is that how you're looking at me, like a chick, like you want to fuck me? Who asked people that? Anyways, I gotta go because I gotta call my wife back, and it's been almost an hour. Thanks everybody for joining in, even the losers. George, Billy Dawson, Pack Fan, Clemson Carson, Billy Dawson. Let's see who else here. Boot Gang, College Football Maniac. I'm going to forget people. I apologize. SEC Football Tube. Everybody else that stopped in that may have gotten off by now. If I forget you, Brett Legg, 81 Clemson fan. Anybody I forgot, I'm sorry. I will. What's today? It's Thursday. I should be able to get back on tomorrow afternoon. Oh, a reminder, by the way. 2 reminders. Starting the 21st, next Tuesday, I will be starting a regular schedule for the streams at 4 p.m. My work schedule's changing, so I won't be able to come on until 4. It'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Every week. I may do some other live streams unannounced, but those will be the definite 2 ones that you can write down on your schedule. And, of course, go check out Josh and Sean at the Sports Fury. They posted my interview with them today. And, of course, Small Vault as well. Everybody, thank you for checking in. Have a great day. It was a lot of fun. I wish I could chop it up with you for more longer, but I can't. So have a great day. Pigskin Pete, checking out.